Now, hip-hop is a contact sport where several rappers compete for dominance over one another. This happens through sales, lyrics, or celebrity status. And even though some rappers don't openly admit to having any competition, we all know that this underlying need to be the best does exist. Now, whenever people speak about who the best artists in the game are, 3 rappers' names come to mind. We have J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. Now, J. Cole's album didn't come out in 2017. In fact, it came out in December of last year, so it wouldn't be fair to include that album in this debate. With that being said, who reigned supreme in 2017? So More Life was an album that millions of people were anticipating. After the bipolar reactions the fans had for views, many of us were looking to see if Drake still had the ability to create a solid album. And then we got More Life. From the first listen, More Life sounds like a solid Drake album. It opens up with Free Smoke, it has songs that we can all sing along to like Passion Fruit and Blem, and by the time we get to the end of the album, we realize that Drake is trying to give us the same sound that we have all come to know and love. And that's the problem with this album. Now, Drake used to be known as an innovator. He used to be that guy that would push the culture forward. But after listening to this album, it's clear that Drake does not take any more risks. He used the same flows that we have all grown accustomed to. His beat selection was generic at best, and his lyrics felt like they were leftover bars from views. Now, all of this makes me believe that Drake is now complacent and content with his position in the game, and he is no longer the innovator of sound like he once was. Now, Kendrick is an artist that doesn't fit the mold of a pop superstar the way Drake does. His lyrics are usually gritty and street-oriented, his beat selection is usually grimy and more old school, and his whole public persona lets us know that he's a man of the people. Now, I remember when Kendrick went onto the Breakfast Club for an interview before his Good Kid, Mad City debut, and during that interview, Charlemagne clowned Kendrick for not having the star quality that people look for in a great artist. Fast forward a couple of years and a Control verse later, and now Kendrick's name is being mentioned amongst the greats. Now, one reason why Kendrick is revered in the rap game is because he is not afraid to do the opposite of what is popular. Good Kid, Mad City could easily be placed alongside the game's documentary because it has a classic feel to it. Sonically, To Pimp a Butterfly is completely different from any mainstream album that was released in that time period. And Kendrick's latest album, Damn, gave us the commercial feel that most of us aren't too familiar with when it comes to Kendrick. With that being said, it's safe to say that Kendrick continually tries to push boundaries and change his sound, while his contemporary Drake does not. Now let's talk about sales for a minute. More Life sold 505,000 albums in its first week, while Kendrick sold 600,000 in its first week. Now, even though More Life seemed like a generic Drake album, 505,000 copies in its first week, that's still a major accomplishment. Let's also take into consideration that More Life was released on a Saturday, which limits the number of days that you can count towards your first week sales. And let's not forget that the album was not accompanied by any music videos, which could have increased Drake's sales. So one could make the argument that if Drake released More Life on a different day with a more traditional rollout, he could have had a better first week sales release. But unfortunately for Drake, we will never know what might have happened if this was so. By taking all of this into account and looking at this from an objective point of view, it's safe to say that Kendrick is having a better year. However, let's not count Drake out yet, because 2018 is still up for grabs. Anyway guys, thanks for hanging out with your boy Brandon Cage. Who ran 2017 in your opinion? Feel free to leave a comment below, and if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Peace!